So look at this. Look at this bullshit. This is the New York Police Department at their like service for the slain officer. I forget his name, like Rivera or something. The slain officers that were slain. Well, actually, they were slayed, and now they're slain. So they started off as officers, and then they were slayed, and then they became slain officers. So I've been covering this story. You know, I do a segment on my show called Officer Down. I love to highlight when officers are downed. I think no one else really reports it with my perspective, so I feel that's a niche I'm filling. And so every now and then when I do these officer downs, you see sometimes these cases get a little national media attention and stuff like that. You know, most of the time officers die or they kill themselves or, you know, whatever, and like no one really cares. But then sometimes you see like the media machine kind of pick up a story. And so I want to talk about that because I think it's super interesting what cop deaths get picked up. Because if you love cops, you'd say, oh, well, we should do a segment every time an officer's down, but like in a way to show blah, 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 blah. Right? So, personally, I don't give a shit. But, I've noticed that sometimes these stories go a little viral, and it happens like there's usually one every couple of months. Or sometimes there's like, one and then like they'll just like maybe carry it forward a little bit where they'll like show another officer dying, because I do these officer down videos relatively frequently. Like it's like every other day there's an officer down. Like it's honestly pretty great in the comical abstract sort of way. But anyway, so Jason Rivera, I think, was the one, and then the other one I forget. I don't give a shit. They died. Now again, New York cops have died before, and this hasn't happened. It seems to me that now, because like we have a cop as the mayor, by we I mean other people, I don't live in New York City, but other people have the cop as the mayor. So I think that what they're trying to do is this big tough on crimes push, to try to use, well, now the mayor's a cop, so they're going to do basically whatever the police department wants. So I think what they're trying to do is build up public sympathy and all that kind of bullshit. And again, this is what I wanted to talk about. Like whenever cops have this whenever there's any scrutiny over police in this country in the national scene, right, they always come back with, oh, look, dead cop, look, you can't talk about defund the police anymore, there's a dead ass cop over there. And I want to talk more about dead cops in the next segment. I'm going to do another classic episode of Officer Down, but I wanted to do this one first because again, the media is a big part of this. Cops die all the time. They sign up to die, and that's what they say. I don't know, but I'd rather cover stories about like pizza delivery drivers getting killed or like roofers getting killed, because it's actually more deadly to be a roofer or a pizza delivery driver. But that's a whole different story. But anyway, so by the way, this is a super spreader event. I just want to say, like, none of these motherfuckers are wearing masks. We know that most cops are either lying about their vaccination or are under vaccinated or whatever, where they only get one shot or whatever, so this is just, let's be honest, Omicron, super spreader. I'm just throwing that out there. It's in the ether now.